Well, welcome to podcast number 4 for St. Patrick's and St. Malachy's here in Collyhurst. Now then, so what's going on this week? There seems to be quite a few things going on this week. We've got a lot of requiems that have come in, so I just want to have a quick pop through those. Firstly, Mary Wozencroft, that will be here on Tuesday the 20th of February. That's 10:30 in church. Then the funeral for Margaret Maylett is on Friday the 23rd of February. That's this week at 12:45 p.m. There will be no normal morning mass that day. The funeral for Rose Inglis, that will be on Tuesday the 27th of February at 11 a.m. Again, no morning mass that day. The funeral for Mary Kilroy will be on the 1st of March at 12:30. And the funeral for the late Lawrence Moss will be next Friday, the 2nd of March at 11:30. So whenever there is a funeral, there will be no morning mass. What else? Oh yes, the dates have come through now for the Lenten Station Mass. Sadly, we are not able to have the bishop with us this time. His diary sadly wouldn't allow that. But the Lenten Station Masses start this coming week. So that's Wednesday the 21st at Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and that's in Blakely, at 7:30 p.m. Wednesday the 28th, that's the following week, that will be at St. Clair's Blakely at 7:30 p.m. The following week, Wednesday the 7th, that will be at St. Stephen's in Droylsden, again at 7:30. The following week, the 14th, Wednesday the 14th, it will be here at St. Patrick's, Livesey Street at 7:30. The following week, Wednesday the 21st, will be at St. Dunstan's, Moston. That's at 7:30. And then the following week, there will be a penitential service at St. Clair's, Blakely, but it will be at 7. That's the only time that's different. The rest of them are all at 7:30. But the penitential service on the 28th of next month will be at 7 o'clock. Oh yes, the Beggarman's Lunches have taken off. We began them this Friday, and thanks to all who came, we were able to raise just over £50 for the Good Life Orphanage. So each Friday in Lent, I'll be hosting a beggarman's, or what I call a beggarman's lunch. And the idea of this is to give up your main meal of the day and come and have something a little more simple here with us in church. Homemade bread and homemade soup and maybe the odd cake or scone thrown in. It was quite a nice turnout the other day. And then to give the cost of your main meal to a nominated charity, and that charity for us will be the Good Life Orphanage. I do this every year and have done for years and years, always for the Good Life Orphanage. I also need people to offer and make soups if and when required. If you're able to do that, please do get in touch with me so we don't end up with millions of bowls of soup. But it would be very nice if you were able to get in touch and offer soup or biscuits or cake or whatever, scones, whatever you want to do. If you could do that, that would be great. So please do try and come along to that. It's a lovely time to spend in each other's company. And so it turns into a great social event. And we've had some wonderful soups during Lent over the years that I've been running these. Please don't forget also an extra for Lent, the Stations of the Cross, each Friday here in St. Patrick's Church at 6:30 p.m. We are racing our way already through February, so we are now advertising our St. Patrick's Night dance. That will be on Friday the 16th of March here in St. Patrick's Parish Hall from 7:30 to 11. Tickets are now available here at church at £6 each, and that does include a hot buffet. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah. The next meeting for the group involved with Hope in the Future for St. Patrick's, that will be next week. I don't have the date for that yet, but I do know I've been speaking with Kathy and she tells me it will be next week and we'll be able to put the time and the date on this week's coming newsletter. Just maybe one other thing. I would like to encourage you, if you're able, to maybe come and join us for a weekday mass. Apart from the nuns and the brothers, there are very few people who come to weekday mass here at St Patrick's, and it's really quite sad to see. Sometimes there's only maybe 3 or 4, sometimes 5 or 6, but it never ever gets more than 10 parishioners. I do think it's a fantastic way to set off your day, and if you are able to come along, 9:30. Most days during the winter they are either, one week I do school masses, the following week we do them in the Presentation Sisters Convent little chapel. Please do check the newsletter for where and when they are happening. So that's it for now. Once again, I remind you, if you do want to either share information about anything that's up and coming, or information that you want other people to know, why not use either the newsletter or the podcast, or indeed our website, or indeed all 3. I can do that for you. If you just simply write down what you would like people to know, whatever the advert might be, or the information that you want to pass along, and give that to me in writing, preferably before noon on Friday. That's kind of when I'm tying up the last little bits of the newsletter, and I'll make sure that gets out so people are able to read it. So thank you once again. Until next week, that's me finished.